So to start off your reading, I have the divine doors here, and each of them connect to a different chakra for you. So you have your throat chakra, your sacral chakra, and the heart chakra with a little bit of green coming in through there. And so for your throat chakra, it's the art of life. Your sacral is a cure for longing, and your heart chakra is patience. What this is indicating for you is that right now you want to be in the inner circle of others. You want to connect with others. You want to be let in. You want to be seen by them. But you are having to wait. You're being patient, and it's like you're sitting on the sidelines waiting for your turn to play. What I'm sensing from spirit with the art of life being your throat chakra is that you're meant to speak, you're meant to act, you're meant to move forward, you're meant to do stuff about it. You're not just meant to wait. And it feels like there's a disconnect from what you're currently doing with what you're meant to do, with what your purpose is. Because the card says there's no secret light in the aura of invisible life. And it feels like that's what's going on for you right now. Your life is invisible because you're not acting. You're not doing what you want. So you keep waiting for things to come to you, for opportunities to come to you, instead of going out and getting them for yourself. You're not taking action. And that's creating issues for you because you want action, you want change, you want to be let in, you want others to open up to you, but you don't provide the room for that to happen. It almost feels like you're a kid with the cookie jar. And this is a weird analogy, but hear me out. It's like you're a kid who wants the cookie that's in the cookie jar, but you're not going to ask for it. You're going to wait until you have permission to go and get that cookie. And so you're waiting. By the time you actually get permission to go get it, it's going to be stale. It's going to be old. This whole time, you could have either spoken up to get the cookie, or you could have went to the store and got other cookies. No matter what, you have options available to you, but you're not utilizing them. And that's what Spirit wants you to be aware of. Because for the rest of your cards, you have the 3 of water, 9 of water, 8 of water, the 6 of air, the 2 of air. Yep, and that's it. And what I want to point out here is that air and water can both be clear, they can be invisible, and they're also fluid. And going with this 3 of water here, this is a card that talks about being fluid, going with the flow, adapting, bending, because if you don't bend, you're going to break. And I feel like that's what's going on for you right now, is that things are not how you want them to be. You're not happy with your situation, but you're still waiting. You're waiting for a solution to come to you instead of figuring it out for yourself. You're not taking control of your own life. And Spirit's calling you out for that, because internally it feels like there's a lot of discomfort for you. You're not happy with your life. You're very upset. It feels like there's a little bit of an energy of being like the victim or feeling like things aren't fair for you. And this is a little bit harsh, but hear me out. Spirit's telling you right now things aren't fair because you're not making them fair. A lot of you are kind of creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, or creating that cycle, because it feels like you want to be let in. There's people that you want to open up with, you want to be vulnerable with, you want to be seen and validated by them. But they're not mind readers. And so it almost feels like there's this dynamic with you and others where you go to them, but you don't say how you're feeling. You don't open up. You keep things very private. You keep them internal, and you expect these people to be mind readers. And so when they don't validate you, when they don't see your struggles, when they don't ask you what's going on because you're telling them that everything's fine, you're then getting upset with them and you push them away. You cut yourself out of their life, and you say that it's not fair, that they're not letting you in, but you're also not letting them in. You're not opening yourself up to them. And so when you say things aren't fair, you're contributing to that cycle. You're also not being fair. You're not communicating. Your throat chakra is blocked, and that's something that you need to heal. And I think the reason for this, with the 4 of swords here, is this moment in your life where you were crocheting this heart and you had this idol in your life. It could have been a parental figure. It could have just been someone else who was a role model to you. There's this saying, never meet your idols. I feel like that's what happened here, is that there was someone in your life who you looked up to, and instead of having your desires stem from you, you kind of mirrored your desires and your wants off of this idol because you want it to be like them so much. You want it to make them proud. And so everything that you were doing, everything that was defining who you were, was because of this other person. And it feels like they either abandoned you, they were unsupportive, they did not validate you, or you never got a chance to meet them. There was something there where whatever you were working on was disappointed. You had to let it go. And that hurt you deep because this was something that was like so integral to who you were. This person was your identity. And so because they didn't validate you, because they didn't reassure you, you don't have any internal validation. So you don't feel seen, you don't feel understood, and you keep waiting for someone else to come into your life and fill the role that that person disappointed, fill their shoes. But that's never going to happen, one, because you have to heal that for yourself, but also two, no one can do that if you don't even communicate that. There's this block where you never go and open up to people anymore because of how you were so badly hurt in the past, where instead of continuing to heal yourself, you just gave up. It's like you went to sleep forever and you're not taking any control over it, because at the end of the day, your goals and your desires are protected when they're in your mind, when they're your dreams and you can sleep and you can visit them there. It's a lot less scary than when you have to put it out there for other people to judge, for other people to see. And so because of this situation where someone didn't validate you, they didn't support you, you now don't feel supported in anything you do. And so you don't take risk. You're living life with fear. You're afraid to act. You're afraid to seize the moment, seize the opportunity. And that's why you can't adapt to situations, because it has to go the way that you planned. Otherwise, you don't know what to do, because that is the autopilot that you put yourself on. You're not in control. And Spirit's trying to give you this message so that you reflect on yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror and you face the true issue that's going on here and how this cycle is repeating itself and what you need to do to actually heal this cycle. What Spirit wants you to do is to find other ways to cope. Instead of pushing people away, start to become aware of your behaviors, of how you're sabotaging relationships. And Spirit also wants you to start acting, even if it's scary. Take baby steps if you need to. There's no rush. But start acting for the things that you want. Start speaking up for what you want, saying what you want, putting it into the universe and telling others about it. Validate yourself instead of finding this validation from others. Because this Page of Swords here, this can be you, another air energy. There's a lot of water and air energy appearing in this reading. But here you have the Page of Swords. She's walking across this bridge. It's a little precarious, but she's gaining the skills as she's reading through this book where she trusts that she's going to be okay. That's what you need to do, is even if you don't have all the answers, you need to trust that you're going to find the skills within yourself and from others to be able to accomplish it, even when you're winging it, even when you don't have the plan. It doesn't have to be perfect, but by acting, by going for it, you're going to be able to figure it out. And so this is Spirit's way to make you aware of the problems in your life and help you solve them so that you can change your life, that you can take this risk and you can start to build the life that you want instead of just wishing for it.